I'm Robert Blaszkiewicz, new media coordinator with The Times, here with Doug Ross, editorial page editor of The Times, and we're here to present another in our series of primary preview videos where we'll be looking at the primary races. In this video, we'll be looking at the contested Statehouse races. There's 7 state representative races that are contested, so we'll go through all of those. Doug, the first is the Democrats in the 3rd District. The incumbent Charlie Brown, who's been there quite a long time, is being challenged by Brian Bullock.
Right.
About that?
Brian has been involved in civil rights issues for quite a while, so it's possible that you've already heard his name. His big thing is he thinks it's time to turn over to a younger generation. And you'll see that theme later on. Charlie Brown he came like this close to getting a statewide smoking ban passed. Thinks, perhaps next year is the year for it.
Yeah.
And I hope he does, frankly. And his big push lately has been for a teaching hospital and a trauma center in Gary. Boy, what a big development that would be for bringing a lot of good, not only good quality health care, but also good quality health care jobs.
Right. Bullock, an impressive candidate, but it's hard for us to go against Brown and what he's done.
Right.
So Brown's our endorsement. In the 11th District, the Democrat incumbent Dan Stevenson is being challenged by Paul Chrisman. What's going on in that race?
That's a referendum over House Bill 1858, basically. You might remember it not by its name, but by its effect. What it did was, a few years ago, lowered the depreciation floor, meaning bigger tax breaks to encourage capital investment among the refineries, the steel mills, major industry in Northwest Indiana in particular. Not a whole lot of refineries elsewhere around the state. Not a lot here either. What happened, and Chrisman is calling it the Dan Stevenson tax because of Stevens' push for it. Well, what happened since then is we've seen the $3.8 billion expansion that's underway at the Whiting refinery. We've seen just tens of millions of dollars poured into capital investments in the steel mills. It's hard to argue with results like that. So we're endorsing Stevenson.
Okay. In the 13th District, the incumbent of all incumbents, Chet Dobis, he's been there for 40 years now.
Exactly.
He's being challenged by Richard Hardaway on the Democratic side.
Yeah, that's a fascinating race, because this is the other one where it's, Hardaway, it's hard to call him a young Turk, but he's certainly a challenger, and he's saying, look, it's time, bring another generation in. It's interesting. I'm not sure if Dobis is the one of the longest serving legislators
if not
ever
the longest, but
in Indiana.
He's one of them. He's in the team picture.
He's up there. And he was sworn in the same day as Speaker Pat Bauer. So you can tell what kind of power Dobis has enjoyed over the years. And Dobis has been a real champion for some really major regional projects.
The Iliana Expressway, most notably.
Exactly. And he's still got some ideas, so it's hard to turn that down.
Sure. In the 15th District on the Democratic side, we've got John Malin and Timothy Downs.
That's interesting. We're not making an endorsement in that race. And here's why. We got an email from Malin saying he wasn't able to meet with us, that he was out in Wyoming looking for work. Well, that's an automatic out. And we tried reaching Downs and he didn't respond to our calls, so you got to enter to win. So no endorsement in that race.
I guess voters can flip a coin on that one.
Exactly. Good luck.
And then on the Republican side, in the 15th District, we've got the incumbent Don Leahy being challenged by Art Anderson.
Right. Art Anderson, his claim to fame is that when in Monticello, in that area, he got, lives around the lake, basically. And so his claim to fame was that he worked with a conservancy district to not just drain stormwater into a wetland, cattails, you know, whatever you want to call it. I guess it's not technically a swamp.
Yeah.
But he succeeded in getting it from being discharged there into a treatment plant, and then the water in the lake, as a result, has been cleaned up better than it has been in years, and property values have risen. So he's using that as an example of you know, look what I can do. Right. Leahy is the problem with Anderson is he's pretty abrasive, and so it's kind of hard for him, I think, to work in a collegial setting like a legislature to get things done, even if he can bullet through with a smaller group. Right. Leahy has worked on some issues that affect Lake County, even though much of his district, like a vast part of his district, is beyond the Kankakee.
Yeah. Moving on to the 19th district finally. On the Republican side, it's been a pretty heated race between Frank Katz and the former Crown Point Mayor Dan Klein.
That it has. That it has. Katz is a champion of transportation issues. Well, she's been commuting, so she understands that. The one thing with Klein is that, you know, he was really kind of awful about some personnel issues with department heads while he was mayor. He had some real run-ins with them. But on the other hand, he had the vision to create the Shared Ethics Advisory Commission. So, you know, bringing ethics to Lake County. Katz has been hammering about corruption, but you know, Klein has done something about it with that. So we endorsed Klein.
Okay, and then whoever wins that race will go up against the Democrat, and the Democrat incumbent in the 19th district, Shelley Vandenberg, is facing her own challenge from Dennis Meeks.
She is. Shelley has done some interesting stuff. What I like about her is she wants to bring local government reform without a referendum, because she knows how messy it was with the township assessors, where now we have some townships still have their own assessors, and some townships have all of that done at the county level, and so it's just confusing as all get out. So she wants to say, you know, let's get local reform, but you know, let's be grown-ups about it and just have it done by legislative mandate. And it's you know, frankly hard to argue with that. The thing with Meeks is he wants government to live within its means, including not providing regional bus service, apparently, which is, you know, how can you not give such a basic service to the most downtrodden in society? That's just inexcusable. Okay. So of course we endorsed Vandenberg.
Good. Well, you can read that endorsement and along with the other endorsements under our editorials, in the opinion section on NWI.com, and of course in these endorsements will be in Thursday's edition of the Times, and we will come back with even more endorsements this week, and of course our voter guide on Sunday.
Right.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.